Oh, friends, it's the Cinemondo podcast. There's a comic book movie coming up that actually
only one.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a slow year.
But the interesting thing about the Green Lantern is that he is such an ancient comic book character. He's one of the ones that goes way back in history, like to the
golden age of comics,
to the Stone Age of comics. Like, he goes way the hell back, and but then he's been revived and kind of revamped over the year, like different costumes and different, I think originally Hal Jordan or something. And then the artwork changed. And I remember when I first discovered the character was in old comic books that I found that were illustrated by Carmen Infantino, that I think were just incredible. They're just beautifully drawn. And that to me defined the character. But there's this movie. What's it called?
This is actually a series, an HBO series called Lanterns.
Oh, it's a series.
It's a series going to be on HBO, and it's the DC universe that James Gunn has sort of been spearheading to sort of revamp and redo with some great success and with some lesser success. And we just
mostly success.
Yeah,
we just did a trailer review for Clayface, which looks like something totally different, and branching out from superhero into more kind of a body horror sort of character. Yeah. And this one is called Lanterns, and Kyle Chandler plays Hal Jordan, who is Green Lantern. Nathan Fillion is in it, one of our old friends, and Pierre. And it's created by one of the creators is Damon Lindelof from Lost and a bunch of other TV shows.
So many connections. Like I worked on a couple of Nathan Fillion's shows, Firefly and Castle. So I did photo shoots with him, and he always remembered me from years between photo shoots. He was like,
seems like a nice guy.
I mean, kiss on my cheek. I never washed his cheek.
So.
So he was super cool. So I love that. And then I worked with Damon Lindelof on Lost, and so he was also very cool. Well, he wasn't that cool, but he was okay.
I worked with Damon Lindelof on a show called Crossing Jordan, and very he was very cool.
Yeah, he was very cool.
Interesting people.
So this is we're seeing the connections that we have in Hollywood
happening. Oh my gosh, such
Burk had a conversation with Kyle Chandler, who's the star of this, who's been in Friday Night Lights and a bunch of TV shows and movies.
Yeah. I spoke to him briefly. Nice guy. It's funny when you spend as much time as we have in the industry, people kind of laugh whenever they talk, like, oh, I worked on that. Oh, I worked with that guy. I do that. It's not like you're name dropping, but it just sort of constantly
it's networking.
It kind of is name dropping in a way, but basically it's like anyone in any business where you're talking about something that's like, oh yeah, I know, yeah, I did that, or
they live next door, they know my friend, they work with.
It's almost a joke. Yeah,
it is. It is a small town. I mean, entertainment is very niche. It's like it's not. There's not a lot of that business, and most of it is here.
Yeah,
they're scattered around, but most of the action's happening here. So when you're meeting people, especially if we're all in the industry one way or the other, and it's like. You just end up, that's part of your work.
Everybody has the funniest story. If you work in the industry or live out here for long, it's like, oh yeah, somebody mentions Heather Locklear. It's like, oh, I almost ran over her in the parking lot of a Mexican restaurant in the Valley.
That was actually me. It was Johnny Depp. I almost ran over.
And you almost killed Johnny Depp.
He jumped in front of my car when I was going to him.
I almost knocked Martin Landau down in a grocery store. Yeah, there's so many.
It's just what you do here. You just run over celebrities. That's
so many stories of violence and
death and maiming. The Cinemondo people.
Damn, missed him again.
It's those Cinemondo folks causing death and destruction.
Yeah, look out, watch out for us.
God, LA, it's such a weird place. Okay, so
let's check out the trailer.
Yeah, the Green Lantern. It's a character that obviously needs a reboot, and others have tried and failed.
Well,
Ryan
Reynolds.
Yeah, the Ryan Reynolds
maybe like 10-15 years ago.
That was kind of failed in that
flop.
Right, but he sort of made something out of that failure, which is kind of funny. He kind of makes fun of it. He knows exactly what happened. It's kind of funny that that there's a lore of that now that exists in other
he was
movies.
Smart because he turned it around from he wasn't necessarily comfortable playing the hunk, even though he was. So he was
Right.
super buff. He was really handsome. So he played these roles. And then when that didn't work, he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna be funny, and I still want to be the good-looking guy, but with a wink. And that has been huge for him. Like,
Yeah.
turning points. Now he's kind of a nerd, but he's like one of those hot nerds. You know.
Yeah.
So
And
that's-
also, when people put you down like that, the smart people roll
Yeah.
with it and laugh along
Exactly.
with them.
Yeah.
And it's like what happens with, unfortunately, sort of high up politicians is when people insult them, they get defensive and they get all
Don't
like,
get
"Well,
defensive.
you're bad too," and and they turn into toddlers, but it's like, it's a good it's a good way of dealing with fame. And I'm sure
You
Ryan
laugh it
Reynolds,
off.
yeah, it's like he's
Literally laugh it off.
it's like, whatever, it's a movie.
Wasn't his
you know?
fault. Yeah, he did what he's supposed to do. He's hired to be
Yeah.
a Green Lantern. It didn't work, and it wasn't his fault. It was like, a lot of
Yeah.
reasons. But this is the new Lanterns, and
Yeah.
what I like about it is we got James Gunn, who always seems to find a way to kind of ground things a little bit, give it a sense of humor. He's got that little sort of magic touch, just enough to make stuff relevant and relatable, which is what appeals to me, because a lot of the superhero stuff is just beyond me. Like, I don't know the mythology. I know a little bit of it, but not a ton. So I get kind of intimidated by it. But he has a way of bringing it to you that, don't worry, you're going to understand it. You'll like it.
Well, there's a certain style of weirdness. I always bring this up with certain comic books. They had a certain style of weirdness that was appealing and also worked well with the characters. Because if you ground the characters, like you said, if you make them real, believable Peter Parker types, and then you put them in a situation where something completely upside down is happening, it's so fun. It can be so fun. And I think James Gunn understands that weird dichotomy between everyday people. And I think this movie, what I've seen from this movie, it's like kind of everyday people in a situation that's over the top. And how does that work in a real life? What would we do if suddenly we were confronted by the impossible?
Let's find out.
Let's see.
Let's see it.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Okay, everybody, hold the work.
It's time to get up, Junior.
Could have just said wake up.
I know.
Space cop.
Apparently he's tired of
Just
saying
being
it.
trained. All right, new lesson. Take the ring and fly.
Just fly.
I'm sorry. Fly, please. What's that?
Aw,
You're the backup quarterback.
For now.
what's that?
What do you think is going on?
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
I think this is more than just a feeling.
This is a threat no one's ever seen before.
What do you know about manhunters?
Where'd you hear that word?
Oh, that's cool.
Manhunters are the most dangerous beings to ever exist in the galaxy.
Wow.
They could take the form of any species.
So it could be anyone.
He's gonna send an army to put you down.
That hair.
Do you resent Pal Jordan?
The ring's always been mine. Jordan's just keeping it warm.
Sinestro.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
No.
Let's say what he actually is.
My replacement. In brightest day,
Damn.
in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
Yeah.
How about a beer?
Has that James Gunn flair.
It does, like Guardians of the Galaxy style, kind of.
I like too how they showed Nathan Fillion. I had to laugh at the hair because I remember in Superman when they showed him, they all made fun of how bad his hair was.
Yeah,
that's how he's drawn. He's like,
I know that's what's so funny about it. Like he's forced to look like that. He's like, oh,
yeah. I'm sure they were looking at the comic book and he was like, do we have
no
to
one's gonna look like this?
Can we do the hair a little different?
It would be funny as if they keep, James Gunn keeps doing these series and brings that character back and finally just fix the hair and they go, I just couldn't deal with it anymore.
Right. Or somebody in the show is like, can I give you a haircut?
Please God, let us get rid of these bangs. They're terrible.
But there's also a bunch of a couple of other little suggestions in here. I don't know if I'm seeing it wrong or if I don't know enough about more modern
enough
stuff, but there's a character that Carmen Infantino also drew that was from around the same time. I remember the heyday of the Green Lantern, called Adam Strange. And when the Manhunter guy is talking to the woman saying that, that they can shapeshift, and then he sort of shapeshifts and you see his back.
Yeah.
The costume was like red with these sort of crossed, it looks like crossed red straps. And to me, it looked like he was it looked like Adam Strange from the back. That's just a guess. I don't know who, but there's a character named the Martian Manhunter too from the old days in the comics. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, and also there's a character in here that he says his name. He says Sinestro, and Sinestro was a really bad guy character who was red. His skin is red.
Well, I'm sure James Gunn. They'll dig deep if especially a series. This is whatever a 6 or 10 episode series, so they've got to fill it up and hopefully bring a lot of that stuff from the comic book. But it looks
like a lot happening.
That's a big trailer. There's a lot going on with that one. So
lots of like different planets and
but I like how they're making it. They put it in an environment of like a true detective murder mystery.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I love how it's kind of gritty. It's very rural. This is like a cool place for superhero location. You don't see that very often.
No, so it's like Dallas, like Texas or something. Yeah. It seems
like something bigger is.
Yeah. So then they're like, these aren't the normal murders. Like they're looking, he's coming in going, okay, something's going on here. And all of a sudden they're starting to look like it's getting bigger and bigger. Like he was talking about, what about Manhunters and.
Yeah.
Is that what he said? Manhunters? Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you hear that word?
I know. It's like, well, like in English, I don't know. They say it all the time around here. But it's like, that was kind of interesting to see that because it seems like they're kind of bringing in their experts. And then I love how they I see here in the casting, it says an aging Green Lantern legend. It's like, wouldn't it be great to have your character an aging something looking like Kyle Chandler?
Suddenly you're getting those parts, and aging.
You're the aging guy. It's like, oh, really? Is that where I'm at right now? But even he was kind of like, okay, he's my replacement. Like, I kind of like the idea. He kind of knows he's about to be retired. It's like so sad. But I like that. So he's trying to train this guy, but he's also kind of his competition. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic they're going to have. And so he keeps kind of treating him like he's a beginner all the time. Like, here, take this. Oh, you'll be fine. Make it kind of embarrassing him in a weird way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, there's always that's always a great trope that you see
in
films where that's like the old grizzled guy who's been through everything.
Yeah.
And the new guy and
young whippersnapper.
Yeah. It's like,
and I love Kelly McDonald too, the sheriff. She's great. She's great in everything. So she can hold her own with them. And I like that she's not like the super hot thing. Like she's just perfect in the role. Like beautiful chemistry with Kyle Chandler for sure. Stuff's going on. But it's like, it's like she's a great actress. I like her.
And he impresses her by manifesting a can opener.
That was a move. Yeah. That'd be like, second date for sure.
Kyle Chandler brings something maybe from his past characters, this sort of this weariness, rural sort of charm. Something very likable about him, And a couple of times I've seen him as the bad guy, and it's kind of shocking. Like, oh my God, you're the bad guy, But
it's the bad guy you want to like, and then you're like, I feel like you're betraying me with this character. I don't like.
So it looks like a good series.
Looks like epic. Yeah.
Well produced.
Oh, it looks really fun. It looks like it has a whole lot of stuff in it. And I think it doesn't appear, it doesn't look like one of those Marvel things that people have been talking about lately that are well, let me explain. I recently saw someone talking about the Odyssey, which we can't shut up about. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen the Odyssey
Oh
yet.
my
but
God, are you a movie fan?
I'm
Get outta
going
here.
soon.
Yeah.
But I saw somebody talking about the Odyssey and then looking at the trailer for the upcoming Marvel film Doomsday, which is supposed to be like this massive, gigantic, big, blockbuster on the scale of, Endgame and Infinity Wars and all that. It's like the return of Marvel. But the idea was, whoever it was, I can't remember, it was a podcast or something, he was watching it and he was like, ever since I saw the Odyssey, things like this just don't look as incredible to me anymore.
That was me and Mark. We talked about it.
Was it the Cinemondo podcast?
It was us. I know, we're so smart.
But the idea being that it's like those massive superhero movies where every shot
Green
has
screen.
some sort of like ray beam explosion, lightning bolts fly, a special effect, and everybody, like you guys were saying, everybody looks like they're on a green screen stage.
Or in these
Everybody
kind of
looks like they're in a
ridiculous
motion capture
costumes.
suit. The suits they wear aren't even real. They generate the suits that they wear, and you can feel it. You can feel the difference when you see something, when you see a film made by somebody like Christopher Nolan, and then when you see one of these sort of like partly computer generated. And I have nothing against computer generated special effects when they're done really well and they serve the story.
When we can use it responsibly. I like it.
Well, the difference. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Burke. Finish.
But this looks to me like a more grounded idea. It's like it looks like it doesn't overwhelm. It has special effects. It's got like Green Lantern stuff.
Yeah.
But it also looks like it's about people. It's about characters. It's like that word street level that we use.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's got humanity in it. And it doesn't. I didn't get the impression that I was watching people like relating to invisible things on a green screen stage.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a detective story with some special, with some superhero stuff thrown in.
Second.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
That's very appealing, actually.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
And when you see like the Odyssey, like it's interesting, we see it in the theater with that trailer. Like when you see them back, whatever, you sense the sort of dated. Kind of like now it feels old-fashioned. Like I feel like the Odyssey has basically turned a corner in filmmaking. Like all of a sudden you saw that, you're like, I want something more authentic. I want them to give me something epic that's not fake and on green screen. I want it to feel real. And the thing is, Nolan shot a lot of this on these big locations. It easily could have been green screen. When they did the Trojan Horse, they literally dragged it from. I mean, granted, it was lighter, but not that light. They literally dragged it from the beach on up. They filmed the whole sequence of them dragging it. It wasn't like, here's a drag scene, here's a beach scene, we'll show them on different days. No, they shot the whole thing, them actually moving the thing and erecting it in the city. And that's so you could see the people getting tired. You could feel the weight of it. You could feel, oh God, we're going to drag it all the way up this hill.
Fitzcarraldo.
Yeah.
Very
so then,
Fitzcarraldo.
Yes. And instead of, when you see the Avengers, you see people leaping into the scene going, yeah, I'm in this. And then you see another like, and I'm in this. And then it just felt like a big, like, this is what I'll say, and just the one thing I mentioned before about the Odyssey where they're running away from the Cyclops. You feel like you're in the scene. You feel the tension of being chased. Yeah, I was like holding my breath.
You're part of this, and you don't get that from a superhero because you're really watching a lot of stuff happening, and it's just the way it's filmed. The green screen, or it's filmed a certain way where Nolan's filming something that you're actually in. So it's just. He has raised the bar in a way. And it'd be great to see a superhero movie made like that. Maybe Christopher Nolan can make a superhero movie that's grounded, but also, gets you involved in, the action, because it really makes a difference.
Yeah.
It's funny that we're talking about Christopher Nolan and the Odyssey as though it's like he's this groundbreaking thing. It's like, oh my God, he's redefined filmmaking. It's like, in fact, what he's done is gone back to David Lean style filmmaking, where you see a film like Lawrence of Arabia.
That's right.
Go see, if you ever get a chance to see Lawrence of Arabia on a big screen, you will be blown away by how engaged you are in the spaces that these people occupy in this film.
Their green screen stuff was pretty primitive back then.
Yeah, there's no green screen, no digital effects. They did the stuff you see in the movies. They did that stuff. And the people that you see riding across, there's no digital additional. It's like they got 10 billion people out there on horses.
That's right.
And you feel it. I mean, some people may disagree, but it's almost like the difference between, an MP3 and a vinyl album, when people talk about music, and there's a warmth to the vinyl that I can feel, and I can hear it, and I can look at a Christopher Nolan movie and I can tell, even when he uses miniatures or something, or even when he, like in the Batman, one of the Batman films he did, there was a scene in a parking garage where a truck, or in that same film where the truck flips over, or in Tenet where the plane crashes. You look at that and there's a layer of chaos to it that it looks real.
It's messy.
And when you see a digital effect done by that, every little fragment of spinning debris has been programmed, and it's flying along a trajectory and a spline, and it's rotating 12 times because 8 times was too slow. You know what I mean? It's like, but in the real world, things happen in unexpected ways, and that's what you get when you do real stuff in movies.
That's right. And then we bring
jump
it back
down off of my soapbox now.
No, the Odyssey's made all of us very soapboxy.
Yeah.
But to bring it back to this, I think that's kind of, in a way, why I'm appreciating this, is that it feels like we're kind of grounding the characters, that we're getting to know the characters, and not being all superhero, they're wearing the costumes all the time. It's like they're in a way, especially when you're training a new one, the sort of origin story idea, where they're having to learn what they are and learn what they do.
Right.
I love that, because that's where you see a real person transforming and evolving. And that's the part I think is most interesting. Not the, like, years later when everybody's at the top of their game. It's like, to me, that's super boring. Like, I want to see the struggle and the newness and the figuring it out. That's that to me. And that's what I love about this. Super gritty with a little bit hint of the superhero stuff.
Here's one more thing I want to say as an example of how digital effects can be used. In the Marvel, the overwhelming Infinity. I mean, I love Infinity Wars and Endgame and all that. I love
those are
movies.
fantastic.
They are very comic booky. But when you see somebody flying in those movies, it's no big deal. Everybody flies, and they fly constantly, and they're always flying, and they take off and they fly away, and it's like, But in this, there was a couple of shots in this trailer where somebody flies, and it kind of was like, oh, that's so cool. There's something kind of exhilarating about the way it looked, because it was like in the real world, and it didn't seem to be like a part, like, it's hard to explain. It was a real person flying.
It felt like there was an effort. It wasn't like, take it off. Like, it felt like
there was a trajectory to it that felt like it had weight and gravity and physics. And in a similar way to the flying scenes in the beautifully done special effects in Dune Part 2, where they have those flying suits and people just sort of walk and then they just start floating. It's so exhilarating to see that in a weird way. You feel like you feel like what it must feel like to fly.
Exactly.
Whereas when you the 7,000th time you've seen Thor fly, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Just a mode of transportation. Okay, I'm going.
Iron Man, he flies. Yeah, he flies every movie.
Okay, exactly.
So I don't know if that makes sense, but there is a way to use special effects and scenes like that can still be powerful.
That's right. Good stuff. So I'm excited to see this. I think we're kind of, in a way, it's sort of the opposite of the Avengers Endgame. We're getting to see kind of this offshoot, more realistic, grittier, cool murder mystery, like everything about a rural town. Got a little bit of the Yellowstone in there, serial killer, Yellowstone, aliens, superheroes. I mean, this is the perfect show, honestly. So let's see it.
Coming August 16th, so pretty soon. So, HBO. Awesome.
All right.
DC Universe.
Here we
Looks
go.
like fun.
It does. Bye.
Bye,
See ya.
everybody.